So now we're going to have the Week 3 review and Week 4 preview, the Week 3 review, and we're not going to go by all the scores. We're going to post them on Facebook for you and the league leaders, but we're going to go through a lot of teams. Everybody is all equal. There are no bye weeks, 16 weeks, so 3, everybody plays 3, then 4, everybody plays 4. So the statistics when it comes to teams will be accurate. So let's take a look at the standings right now. Buffalo at 3-0, they lead Group A. Buffalo, Washington, Houston, Seattle would have the play-in game if they're today. Some surprises, yeah, the 83 Raiders, they got to start picking it up. 60 Philadelphia has lost 3 games by a total of 15 points. That's it. Philadelphia's looking horrible. Denver, a lot of close losses. Group B, the 85 Bears. The Rams, Indianapolis, and Jacksonville. Houston of 79. Everybody's 2-1 or 1-2. And C, Baltimore, 1968 is 3-0. They've been blowing people out. 3 wins by 54 points. Tampa Bay looking good, and Denver is also. So the Patriots, this is the big thing. Nobody in huge danger yet, though. Miami, they got to win next week. In Group D, the New York Giants in 1986, 3 wins by a total of 18 points. Look at Detroit scoring 100 points in 3 football games. Detroit, 27, 38, and 35. Well, you know, eyes are perking because they did it against Tampa Bay. They tied Tampa Bay, Oakland, and Buffalo, but they have Houston coming up next, a very big game there. Group E, Minnesota, 1969, they've only given up 22 points, 6, 3, and 13. So they are really looking good. They play Atlanta next, and they play a schedule favorable to them. Taking a look down, there's a lot of 2-1s, so Pittsburgh and Dallas. Pittsburgh of really 1995, that's a team that lost 3 close ones, by 5, and by 4. They could easily be 3-0. But Dallas is getting blown out here, 13-6, 30-9. Well, 12-7 wasn't bad. Group F, the Green Bay Packers in 1962, surprisingly, they have won 76 points in 3 games, beating San Diego, blowing out the Steelers, and beating San Diego, the other Chargers, 8-0. That can't be right. No, 70. What am I thinking of? 46 points in 3 games. Carolina, a good one, a 2015. They're solid, 2-0-1. 14 points between those games. The 49ers, though, of 1989, Minnesota of 1998. Look at those. I'll tell you what, Minnesota in 1998, they're a very good football team. New England in 2001 trying to get themselves in there. They did win a Super Bowl. Cincinnati, this is a stacked division. Look at San Francisco in 1994. They're scoring a lot of points, but they lost to Jacksonville. And they have Dallas coming up next. That might be one of the games of the week. Group G, Houston of 93. That's big. Look at St. Louis. The defending champions are 3rd at 1-1-1. Everybody else is losing records. And, of course, St. Louis beating New York, that's a divisional game. Anytime you get a divisional game, that's used as a tiebreaker. Denver with Peyton Manning, not too bad. The 94 Chargers, a surprise. We'll take a look. 2 surprises here. Actually, a couple surprises. San Diego will play Philadelphia. They could go 3-0-1. And Baltimore, they beat San Francisco and Houston. They lost to Arizona, but they have the Baltimore Derby coming up. And the 2008 Steelers, they won. That was big over 2008. It's different. They could have gone 3-0. They've been 3 close games. Kansas City, we had the first game. Green Bay is a very solid victory. And Carolina. And there we go, Group I. Oakland, Green Bay, Baltimore, Atlanta. The Steelers of 2005, that's how big that Dallas game was. And Dallas in 1977. Remember, not 71, but 77. They're in a Division II. Kansas City of 69, they got blown out twice, 34-13 and 47-6. They now play the 78 Steelers. There, Group J. Cleveland, Chicago, Dallas, and Minnesota. Dallas falling, but San Francisco is still in there in 1981. Minnesota is a team to watch. Same as Chicago is surprising people. But Dallas and Denver, that's the big one. Those are two. Denver is a team that the defending runners-up, they want to get back there. And they are 1-1-1. So you take a look at the teams here. Now we go back to week number 3, the achievements. New England, 3 straight turnovers. Brady, 376 yards. Philadelphia, 3 turnovers. 3 straight games with a defense causing a turnover. Same with Oakland. Houston, they finally get 135 yards there. I can't believe Brady, a good one. San Francisco, 2 receivers. 1 receiver over 100 yards. Jerry Rice's 3rd straight game. 429 yards for Kerry Collins this week. Staubach with 327. Oakland's Gannon with 4 touchdowns. Peyton, 126 yards. He's demanding a lot. Fouts, another good game. He's thrown 101 passes without an interception. That's very big. 7 quarters without a touchdown for Kansas City. Even though Len Dawson had a lot. Aikman threw 4 scores. Rippon threw 4 scores. Taking a look, Morrill, 107 without an interception. Horschemeyer, he was big in the Spencer Kale League. Manning broke 1,000 yards for the season. Oh my goodness, that is big. Minnesota, I mean, they're streaming along. They tied. That was a tough game. Henderson had 107 yards. Dallas had 11 quarters without a touchdown. Grossman had 360 yards. Norm Van Brocklin had 5 touchdown passes in a game. Breeze, a very solid day. Look at his receivers. Thigpen, all this stuff. New England, taking a look, 100 and some yards. 3 turnovers for Indianapolis. Without a turnover. Indianapolis, sorry about that. Offense got 3 straight games without a turnover. They haven't turned the ball over yet, 2006 Indianapolis, and they've caused all these turnovers. They're looking good. Seattle, good. 1990 New York, Phil Simms, almost 400 yards. Marshall Faulk had 165 yards rushing in the game. And 9 quarters without a touchdown for the 75 Steelers. Bradshaw over 300 yards. Houston, Ernest Givens. Boy, that's a team that we haven't heard too much about. New England again. Drew Bledsoe, not Tom Brady. But Minnesota, no turnovers, and they've caused 3. Emmitt Smith, a good day. Mahomes, 337 yards passing. 85 New England. Look at Tony Eason, 112 passes without a pick. And taking a look there, Staubach at 352 yards. Now, schedule for week number 4. Taking a look in these games, big matchups. Chicago Derby, Chicago and Chicago. We're going to see how good they are. Los Angeles and Baltimore, that should be a good one. How about the Chargers in Denver? That should be big. Dallas and 96 Green Bay. Green Bay is 2-1. 96 is a tough team. Dallas 95. That might be our game of the day. 2 solid football teams. Houston and Detroit. That'll be a good game, but I'm just not selling out on both those teams yet. The Steelers and Kansas City. Look for Kansas City to play them tough. New York and San Diego. San Diego needs to get a win there, or they could be kaput early. The second, third, you have Chicago and L.A. Taking a look at Minnesota and Atlanta, that's a big game. 2 1950s teams. L.A. and San Francisco could be a good one. 49ers of 89 against Washington. Remember, they were always slow starters. The current 49ers against Indianapolis. The Buffalo Bills at 3-0 against Green Bay at 3-0. I guess that should be the game of the day, really, for number 2. The Buffalo Bills, if they can go 4-0, they might have a shot to make the playoffs. If they make the playoffs, look out. They didn't make the playoffs in last year's league. But look at St. Louis and Minnesota. Nope. Nope, it doesn't matter. That matchup, the one that went to overtime for the NFC Championship, that's the one we're going to see. St. Louis and Minnesota. That's the matchup we're going to see. That's it. I mean, you're in the long scheme of things. That's the matchup. The third, Philadelphia and Cincinnati, the rest of them. Denver Derby, Denver and Denver. Miami and New England, that's going to be a big one for survival. The Steelers and the Giants. Dallas and San Francisco is always a good rivalry. That might be it. Miami there. The Jets, and their good defense, solid defense against the Giants. Baltimore and Cleveland, oh, that's a rivalry. Green Bay and Kansas City. Denver and Pittsburgh. 98 Denver and Pittsburgh. That could be all right. Elway is good. The 2005 Steelers eked out a victory. Atlanta and Cincinnati. And Cleveland and Seattle. Well, we'll just have to find out. I think Dallas, San Francisco on that one. Because San Francisco in 94 needs a win. They got a tough schedule and a tough division. All right, well, that's it for the post-game show. The wrap-up of 3. Actually, no, it's not it. We're going to take a look at league leaders. Passing-wise, Manning is the only one over 1,000. And the top rating goes to Joe Montana. Pretty good. Joe Montana, 6 touchdowns. You take a look at his. That's incredible. Most touchdowns, Phil Simms. Though Norm Van Brocklin now has 8. Rushing-wise, yards, that's Marion Motley. 359 yards. Rushing. For 1950 Cleveland, that's a big one through 3 games. That's over 100 yards a game. That is really big. So some of the big names were stuffed this week. I don't know if we'll get a 2,000-yard rusher, but we'll get 1,000-yard rushers easily, 1,500. Receiving receptions, Marvin Harrison, yes. The average reception that is Antonio Holmes leading that one. The most touchdowns is Julio Jones, then Randy Moss. Of course, the longest one is Perriman. The T means a touchdown, not tied. Offense, rushing, total offense, Yancey Thigpen, all receiving. He should be all receiving. I mean, when we go to receiving a number of yards, Yancey Thigpen is up there. He's incredible, 4 touchdowns. Defense, tackles, Gerald Hayes, University of Pittsburgh, and that's Matt Millen, 1980 Oakland linebacker there. Sacks, Martz for Jacksonville, Al Alzado, Pierce, Burgley, Curtis, and Jordan. Big interceptions already from 69 Minnesota, Jackson for New York Giants, Owens and Kyle, and Olkowitz for Washington. Fumble recoveries, Bonacone with 3, and still nobody has done what they need to do. 2 touchdowns, no 2 pick sixes. Best percentage, well, we have a lot that are 100. The longest field goal, 61 by Elam, and he is good. The points, Matt Stover with 39. He's looking good. The worst percentage is of the Redskins, Knight, of 2 of 6. Then Carlos, and we see a lot of bad field goal kickers, including George Belanda. Well, Belanda was good, but just having rough times. I'm wondering about George. Belanda's there twice. Roy Jarella, 3 of 5 for the 78 Steelers. You can't blame him. That's only 3 to 5. Punters, the most punts. Sauerbrunn for Carolina. The best average is Green for Chicago. The most blocked, Fullhedge for Cincinnati and Cox for Washington. The most inside at 20 is Parsley, and for Houston, which is good. So the best average is Green, right there. Chicago, man, he's just letting it rip. He's over 1,000 yards. Kick returns. Preston Pearson, incredible. Touchdowns to just 1 yard. Punt returns. 2 from Mel Gray. He's one of the best. He will break open a game. Mel Gray easily. Irving Fryer is great. Mel Gray is incredible. You got to punt it away from him. So that's all we go team stats. We're going to total offense. Total offense, Seattle leading everyone. And total offense running, and Denver then Seattle. Passing, New York Giants at 2011. How about that? And most amount of touchdowns, 94 49ers. We know that. Points. Detroit, you only won over 100. That's incredible. That is incredible. Total defense. The best rushing defense is Miami. Look at this. Miami's defense is just unbelievable. The best in the game. Passing-wise, the best defense right here is Seattle. They're looking very good. Minnesota is up there. Baltimore. And the best defense of all, wow, by yards. Only Seattle, Baltimore, Miami, Dallas, New York, Minnesota, and even Houston is there. That's a big one. Tampa Bay. How about 86 Cleveland, though? Least amount of points, Minnesota, Green Bay, Houston, Chicago, and then it kind of evens out at 41, but Minnesota, Green Bay, and Houston, those are the big ones. The number of sacks, Jacksonville and Baltimore, New York Giants are helping out their number of interceptions. Buffalo is 64. And Cincinnati and then Miami. Miami's unbelievable with their defense. Number of fumbles is 93 Houston, Baltimore, then Pittsburgh. That's how Pittsburgh is winning all those games. Now that's it for us today. Of course, there are no injuries because we turned them off. We went teams at full strength because it's a stats league. It says stats league. So that's it for week number 3. We look forward to week number 4. We'll have game number 1 later on today. Have a good day.